What a blessed way to spend some time. I do apologize that I was slightly ignoring you. I must deeply apologize for my oversight, but I was just so enamored, entrapped by that book that it's... Here, please take this from me. Read it for yourself. Understand my point of view. Understand my perspective, as I shall now try to understand your perspective as a student coming to me to have your thesis made, if you consent to it. Do you consent to writing this thesis paper? You do? Excellent. That's all I asked. But prior to us discussing the thesis paper topic, I'm going to have to de-harsh your vibes. Most of my students that come up to me have past traumas when it comes to writing essays, different standards that different teachers expect of them, and when they live up to one teacher's expectations, another teacher's expectations come and completely destroy it. For example, they will dock off 10% of points if there are commas outside of the quote, and if there's a comma inside of the quote, then all of a sudden there's another 10% of points knocked off your grade because it was graded by another teacher. And then it's like, ultimately, what is the format that I'm supposed to be living by? Where are the resources? There are no resources, just like there's a limited amount and finite amount of resources left on the earth that we keep plowing through without any care or for the consequences in the future. Now, before we continue on, I'm going to be de-harshing your vibes with the de-harsher. You see, this stone is meant to just brush away any negative vibes you might be feeling from the thesis paper that is due, or that is assigned. I completely understand how painful it is to have to write a literary paper, and that is why it is not expected of you, and you are not going to write anything. You will merely think about different topics, explore the thought in your head, and if you wish to type it up, though I would suggest you don't because then you're killing a tree, then you can type it up and explain it to me later on. And if not, you can just keep it inside your head and verbally give me your essay later on in the semester, and I will fully grant you all points if it is a well thought out point that you have been making. You see, I also don't want someone to come along and regurgitate just anything. I want them to have some critical thought, to really analyze the society we're working in and recognize how the Western societies have infiltrated and destroyed the potential that we could have had as a humankind. But prior to this assignment, this very enlightening assignment, I'm going to just align some of your chakras with this stone to de-harsh your vibes and get you all sorted out. Do you consent to this? Oh, well, excellent then. So I will now be de-harshing your vibes. So I'm going to start off with your crown chakra. Let's just swirl this around. Perfect. You're doing excellent, sweetie. I will positively affirm you until the end of time. Don't you ever worry about that. There we go. And now I'm going to start with your chakras leading down. Let's just keep going. And as I do this, please think about all of the doubts, worries, concerns you have about this thesis, and then collect them, organize them if you wish. That way you can present them to me, and I can better understand what your concerns are. Let's start there we go. Okay? And now let's keep going down to your heart chakra. Perfect. Now, there we go. You're all aligned. All aligned, sweetie. There's perfectly measured, perfectly done. Your chakras, your vibes, your bad energies have now just disappeared like the native cultures of the Americas. Now, let me just note in my little turquoise book, which is blank, because I'm not going to use up one dead tree. I'm only going to just imagine my notes, imagine my writings in this book, and I will use my imagination to record your thoughts into this book, so that way I remember what progress we made in this meeting, and I can recall what thesis you chose to write your topic on. Now, do you have a pre-thought out thesis that you'd like to explore, or would you like me to give you some ideas and give you some resources to which you can find your own thesis topic? Okay, well, let me just imagine in this book your answer, your thesis topic. Put in that thought into the book and let it just inscribe in there. I can just imagine the pen and the words. I can just feel from your aura what you're thinking right now. It's right in there, and I can feel it coming from you, sweetie. Excellent. That sounds like a great thesis. But I've sensed from your aura that you're a little doubtful of your own judgment. Now, if you are, we can conduct another deharshing process, so that way you can feel fully confident in your pursuit of this topic, or I can give you some other suggestions. For example, the suburban lawn origin stemming back to the French aristocracy, where the French aristocracy just created the suburban lawn with just grass and no foliage, no herbs, no but rather produce, or not produce, but vegetables, no gardens, simply because no edible gardens, rather, because they saw it as a poor man's lawn. If there was herbs growing, and if there was vegetables growing, and if there was any sort of long plant or any sort of interesting texture or terrain going on their land, they saw it as a mark of someone that could not afford to outsource their food from outside of their land. And so that is how we got the suburban lawn. The suburban lawn is expected to maintain within a certain length per county rules, and frankly, it is not only conformist, it is also damaging to the environment, to the Mother Earth. That is one topic you can explore. Another topic you can explore is the Amazonian cultures that are now being threatened by current political tensions. Another topic you can explore is, of course, the typical, how has Western society molded? Why does Western society denote only those of predominantly Polish, German, French, English, etc., over Spanish, which is in Spain, which is in Europe and in Western Europe? How come Spain is never included, or Italy ever included, in what is commonly termed as Western society? You prefer the deharshing? Don't worry, I will deharsh your vibe, so that way you can fully concentrate on the thesis at hand, and you can give an incredibly well thought out thesis for your essay. So let us begin. We shall go with the traditional hum, and just hum it out, just hum, hum, hum. Close your eyes, so that you focus on the reverberations going throughout your body, all the vibrations, just hum, hum. Inhale, and on the exhale, you want to hum it out. And while you're doing this process of inhaling and then exhaling your hums, keep in mind I will do an amazing thesis. I am a very well researched person, and I can become a better researched person, and I can discover the nuances of history and all of the ways that the conquerors restructured history for their benefit. I can rediscover the lost cultures and stories of people that have been lost to history due to the conquerors wiping out their history. I am one with the universe. And keep repeating that over and over and over again until the point hits home. Now, have you been adequately satisfied by this little meeting of ours? Excellent. Well, if you decide that you want more counseling for your thesis, if you decide that you want to meet up again to discuss your thesis further, by all means, please show up to my office. I will have all of the essential oils prepared for you to enjoy and for you to feel relieved and relaxed by. And you have all of my confidence that you're going to have a great essay. Okay? Well, great. Once again, feel no hesitation to come back to me, and please take that book with you, A Vindication of the Rights of Women, and let it boil and simmer in your mind.